Hi there. Thank you for viewing this week's video. Let's take a look at the indices and check out how they have performed and also the outlook for the upcoming week. First, let's do a quick discussion on the market performance last week. The US market began the week with heavy sell-off as they remained in shock of the 40 years high inflation. The prospect of Fed hiking rate by 0.75 basis point becoming more apparent. That's why the sell-off. And when the Fed hiked the rate on Wednesday night, the market actually had some rebound. However, the relief was short-lived as Europe took its turn to shock the market. First was the Swiss, whom suddenly hiked rate by 0.5 basis points as well. Then the attention was turned to the Bank of England. Luckily, the BOE decision was to hike the rate by 0.25 basis point. However, it is not good enough to help the market to recover. As now market really thinks that the recession is highly possible as selling continued. There was a sign that the selling is slowing down on the last day of trading on Friday, but most of the damage were already done at this point in time. Now, so from here, I just like to add the research that I have done last week, and this research is just to confirm my understanding and belief that there is less chance of a miracle from the Fed and the government that led me cutting most of my positions on Monday night. So first, just to emphasize on this, okay, the Fed will do what it takes to bring down the inflation. This was said many times, but the latest inflation numbers that I thought would come down, but it didn't. And I also thought that the Fed will try to balance the inflation and also to save the economy. However, one thing that I believe right now is that they will not save the economy. So what does it mean? It means that the Fed's role, right, as I gone through the history, and many of you may have already seen many videos about the past inflation in the US. The Fed will first fight inflation, means that the rate will keep going up, the interest rate will be going up until the Fed see the inflation goes down towards 2%, which also means by then the stock market may have already crushed by about 45% or 60%, and also means that the economy goes into recessions. Okay, so only then the oil price will come down, the energy price will come down, the food price will come down because of lower demand. And I truly believe that history will repeat again. Okay, history will repeat. So the Fed will crash the economy to fight inflation, and they will do it again. Okay, so it means also to put the president's midterm on the line, and his supporting rate going down, spiraling down. Okay, so this is a learning that I will remember vividly now. So rule number one for the Fed is inflation first, then economy. So what are we going to take note going forward? Okay, so we cannot see the food chart because the war is still going on. But somehow I got a feeling that the war may be, we have a good chance to see the war slowing down or ending. But just a gut feel, I cannot confirm because I can see that Ukraine from the central to the west side they are already resuming back to their almost to their pre-war life, and Ukraine is selling electricity to the Europe again. Okay, so the east side is still fighting, and I believe that there might be a chance that Russia would stop at the east side, because when they set off this war, they declared the two republics in Ukraine, as they recognize them as independent country, and they said that they are going to defend the Russian speaking east side in the first place. So maybe we have a chance to see ceasefire and then some negotiation, but the country remains in war. It's just like probably like North Korea and South Korea. So that is remain to be seen. But we can see the gasoline price. So in fact, last Friday, before the CPI data was released at night, the whole day I was looking at the gasoline price in US, what are the price, and when the price spiked up to average $5 per gallon, I was telling myself, oh my God, the CPI number is not going to go down. Okay, the inflation is not going to go down. Okay, why? Because the energy price is going up. How can the inflation goes down? So if oil price remains high, so will gasoline price, and thus the inflation report in July will not come down. So Friday, the oil price came down tremendously, and I actually applaud for that. But this is remain to be seen whether any rebound is going to happen. So from now to the next CPI data release, so we got to monitor the gasoline price or oil price closely. So if not, if they don't come down, the market will sell again, which means that whatever sign we see on the chart become useless. Okay, going to the Asian market, the SDI broke its support to hit as low as 3072, while Hang Seng's trend is changing as it starts to form lower high and retest support level. Now we are going to look at the the chart over here, the inflation chart, not the inflation chart, I beg pardon, the performance chart. Okay, the performance chart over here. Okay, so we can see the US market is down again. Okay, so the US market had gone down 4.8 to 5% over here. So these last three lines. Then we see STI down about 2.5%, and Hang Seng is down about 3.2%. Okay, so let's take a look at the chart here. We look at Dow. Dow was sold down to its support level here, 29,837. So this support may not hold if the market continue to focus on recessions, so they might be selling off again. But then, of course, having said that, I need to just mention a little bit on the technical side. This is a candle pattern that suggests the market is hesitating in its selling. So there might be some rebound coming next week. But is it going to be sustainable? I'm not sure. But the first thing that the Dow must do is to break past 31014 in order to be able to move higher. But again, don't pin too much hope on the rebound. It could be dead cat bounce, then the selling continues again. So of course, the S&P 500 also had a similar pattern. So we are looking at the high to break here is 3836, whether it can hit there again, and then continue go up. It's remain to be said to find out, but I must remind you that don't expect uptrend, don't expect a strong bull run going these few months, because The market is really weak right now because of the high chance of recessions. So don't have too much high hope. Yeah. Then Nasdaq Composite had a very nice white candle with a bullish Harami pattern over here. Look at the volume, seems to be high on Friday for all the three indices. So we may see some rebound, I would say, on Tuesday when the US market resume. As Biden says that he's looking to cut down the tariffs. But in my own opinion, cutting down the tariffs will help the core CPI to go down, which is going down right now. But the energy and food prices remain to be seen. So these are the things that you need to watch closely. Then STI is at this low over here. The support for STI is here, around this level 3068, around here, and STI managed to form a white candle on Friday. So if any bounce may bring it back to 3150, and then there might be some resistance over here. Okay, Hang Seng is the better performing chart out of the four. But then, of course, we need to take note the lower high here, and you retest the support and manage to rebound from there. So the next best scenario could be the sideway where it retests this as a resistance and pull back again. So it depends on how they move. Okay, so wrapping up, so the market will be focusing on the Biden's tariff cut next week if he can make decision fast enough. Then manufacturing PMI weekly jobless claim and also testimonial from Powell, who is likely to hike another 0.5% in July, will be some of the things that the market will be focusing on. My take is that we may have some days of rebound, but after that, if the worry comes in, you may continue to sell, breaking support, going to the next level. You know, UK is announcing their own CPI data next week, and it may shock the market as well. So market will take any bad news to sell down. So also to remind you that US is having a short week next week, as Monday night they close for Juneteenth celebration. China data was good last week as the inflation is still under well control, but warning still is on its COVID situation. Not many data released next week. Let's see whether China official will come out to say something to help to support the market. STI will follow the US, I feel. Thus, I must take this opportunity to remind you to remain vigilant, watch your position. Okay, the next key thing that we need to do is to stay alive, because the next bull market will help us to win back our everything. Okay, now for the short term, I'm looking for shorting opportunities, and yeah, so thank you for viewing this week's video. I will see you again next week.